before I was in the hidden cameras.
Is that true?
Yeah, Barcelona Villain started in 2001. And started with me writing the first 2 Barcelona Villain songs, and then deciding that I wanted to have a band. And the people I wanted to be in a band with were my friends Ben and Kat, who didn't know each other at the time. And Ben didn't want to learn to play any instruments. So
it was like your stance, but just taken a little further.
Well, yeah. He was like, I'll be in a band, but I really don't give a shit about playing music. And I was like, that's cool. And Kat didn't know how to play any instruments either, so I taught Kat how to play bass, which is hilarious, because I don't really know how to play bass. It was like, you make boxes. You put your finger here, and then you move 2 frets up with this finger, and then you move 1 string up, and that's
then you move back down.
And then that's all the music in the world, basically. And so for about a year and change, I taught Kat how to play bass, and then we played our first show at this Christmas party at Maggie and Joel's house. And I got way too drunk, and it was pretty fun. And then later on, Maggie joined the band, and that was maybe on our 3rd or 2nd show, and then that was the Barcelona Pavilion throughout most of 2003. But yeah, for 2001 onwards, we were banned for that long, and Ben still doesn't play any instruments. If anyone wanted to see the band, he just stares at people.
Well, Ben presses go, basically.
Ben presses go, and Ben stares at people. At band practice lately, Ben's been doing his French homework. Yeah, so that's what that's like. That's how that got going.
I remember hearing a statement where you're talking about how Ben was meant to be kind of representational of like
the entire point of the band.
The entire point of the band.
Yeah, for real. Well, that's again like Carl said, taking my stance way farther, and thus Ben sort of brings all of that symbolically into one role, where it's like, be in bands with your friends, don't be in bands with people to use them as machines to exercise your will. More effectively, like get him, he's a really tight drummer, and that's basically like saying like, I don't know, he's a thing, use him. It's a really like institutionalized and market-driven sort of way of thinking about human interaction. If you're thinking about people in terms of what they can do for you, as opposed to like who they are, to me at least. So I'd rather be in bands with people that are my friends, and I don't really give a shit what their skills are, as if skill was important in the first place. And in this case, Ben's skills are like his sense of humor, most prominently. And hanging with Ben is so awesome. Why wouldn't you want to hang out with Ben? So be in a band with someone if you want to hang out with them a lot. You know, like makes sense. You get to go on tour. You get to see neat stuff with your friends. That pretty much explains exactly why you should be in a band with someone, not because that guy's like a hot shit bass player or whatever. It's a terrible reason to hang out with someone, like because they play bass really well. It's awful. I don't know. That's how I feel, and I think that's really exemplified in having people you like in your band who do nothing musically.
Owen is somebody who plays with other people a fair amount, partly because they like the way you play. How do you feel about the sort of idea that interaction is corrupt?
I don't know. I never actually have heard you put it so kind of what's the word for it?
Militantly?
Yeah, militantly. That's a pretty fundamentalist view you got there.
Well, I don't cross that line.
Okay.
My other bands are bands where either we don't even have band practices, I don't have to necessarily be at shows or do the shows, or bands that are just me. I quit all the other bands I was in because those relationships were corrupt.
But for a while you were in like 9 different bands.
I was in 9 different bands. Yeah, yeah, and I mean there was a great deal of personal dissatisfaction with myself for some of the compromises I made about some of that stuff that led to me, you know, getting out of that racket.
Tightening your stance and getting it.
Tightening up, you know, like being like, what's really important to me?
Now, I'm going to play a bit of Barcelona Pavilion, I think,
Sure.
partly because after that, you have to understand that this arrangement actually still can produce music, despite the belief that that you can do it by doing your French homework. It still works. This is sort of mid-period.
There's only like another 15 seconds left.
I got the fade. I really wanted to fade it out. It seemed kind of un-Barcelona Pavilion to do that.
Yeah, we've never done a fade before.
No, it seems like it's against the rules.
Well, I don't know. There's cool things about fades. It's a cool hairstyle. There's This Heat song that just has fades in it. Like the whole point of the song is to fade out. What song is that? You know, it's like got that really heavy drum part, and it goes.
Oh, that's horizontal hold.
That's horizontal hold.
Yeah, that's one where that I.
Yeah, it's just like the whole song is just
Okay.
Fades in it.
I'm now preferring like we should just leave the iPods behind and you guys should just sort of mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
No, do it.
No. They already know what This Heat sounds like now. It's fine. Artist, hold on. Yeah, fades.
Speaking of fades.
Speaking of fades, what album is it on?
It's on This Heat.
Oh wait, I got test card. Hold on, here it is.
I only have.
There it is.
Turn it up. That's my favorite part.
That's not a fade though.
But that's I know, it's a stop. It's really good.
This song there's like 60 different versions No. It comes. Hold on. That's really here. Oh, this is the part where they totally changed studios. It's like first 40 seconds of the song, Studio A. Second 40 seconds of the song, Studio B. It's the next 40 seconds that have the fades.
You miss the second phase, and they get the idea about the repeated phase. Can we make the beats more like banging? Can we make those like louder?
No, talking.
Oh no, but I mean like I don't know, just a little more banging, huh? A bit more banging.
Do you want to explain a little bit about what the sort of concept side of Barcelona Pavilion was?
I think that was.
I think we got
to a
some
certain
of it
extent we
across
got
there,
a good. Yeah, I mean like.
Oppositional gaze.
Yeah, well, Ben was really into the oppositional gaze. We had like different theoretical concerns amongst us. Like Ben obviously was really into the oppositional gaze. I was really into like participation and like social agency and issues like that. Like the idea that you could just do things, that was there for you to do. That kind of stuff, which has a lot, which is really simple, but has a lot of different folds out into a lot of different kinds of behaviors and a lot of different kinds of possible results. So that was really my key grindstone. Although there's also other stuff like being an adult. That's really important. Being a grown-up, not a baby. That kind of stuff. Because I think a lot of the way music culture frames musicians is that they're special sort of infants who can't take care of themselves in the real world, who shouldn't have day jobs, for example, because